Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but I've noticed that there's a huge influx of broke ass influencers on TikTok that are begging for money, and some of them even being involved in scams. Yesterday, I saw this TikToker who had almost 1 million subscribers or followers, and she was involved in a GoFundMe scam, and the GoFundMe got shut down. And it's just like, the problem with so many of these TikTokers is that, or any influencer, is that they're living above their means. And something that my grandma taught me as a kid that I'll never forget is she said, if you cannot buy something with cash in hand right now, then you cannot afford it. Or if the money isn't in your checking account right now, the full amount, you can't afford it. And it's like, I've seen so many scandals over the years of influencers, from YouTube or any, community that have gone broke because they start to live above their means. And you should never live above your means in life if you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Like, let's say an influencer makes $40,000 in, their first big payout month, right? And it starts to become consistent. Okay, great. But then they decide they want to go rent or lease an LA mansion for $15,000 a month, right? And just because they were making $40,000 a month consistently for a while, it doesn't mean that money is going to stay. Because life works in ebb and flows. Life works in patterns. It has ups and downs, and ups
Yep.
and downs.
Yep.
So learn
hmm
firsthand from these influencers. Definitely do not live above your means. Have a goal in life, a goal you want to meet of the life you want to live, and then take actionable and reasonable steps to get there. It's like I said with the house example, a lot of these influencers, right, the money comes in, but they're taking too large of a leap. Like my grandma said, if you cannot buy it in cash, in full, you cannot afford it.
It makes a lot of sense. What we have now is an epidemic of broke social media influencers. The broke social media influencers are the new athletes, broke athletes. You have a lot of people make a lot of money on social media, but they never had money. They don't have nobody talking in their ear on how to spend the money. What the problem is, and why we have broke social media influencers, is they think the money gonna last forever. The one thing you have to understand about social media, you don't control your audience. These social media platforms control your audience. So you have to understand, how do I create a business within a business? See, a lot of people use social media as their business. This is your core way you're going to make money. That's where you fail. As somebody that's doing social media, I would say I'm a late bloomer, but I would say I look at it differently and I know what I want to do when I got into it. See, what happened is a lot of you guys get into social media. And then when you get into social media, you make all this money. So you just focus on social media. It's just like anything else in the world, you got to diversify. You got to have different products. You got to be doing different things, and understand that social media should be used more as a marketing platform than a money maker. That's where a lot of people go wrong. And then also, too, I see a lot of people, I would say 90% of the people that are famous or popular on social media, they're not doing anything special. They're not different. They're doing the same thing as everybody else, using the same sound, having the same rhetoric. They're not being different. That's the reason why you see a lot of people make all this money, then they fall off so hard. It's because people get tired of you. You have to always be ever evolving, but you have to think about this as a business. When I got to social media and when I'm doing all these things, I look at this as a marketing platform. I'm not looking at social media to be my sole income. I'm looking at social media to build myself up as a marketing powerhouse, and then having products, having companies that I own, and pushing that to the public. See, a lot of y'all don't have that business mind. You strike your rich on social media and you think it's going to stay like that forever, but you can't have that mentality. And also, too, man, if you make it 40, $50,000, that's when you can stack up your other situation and put your money in stocks, annuities, life insurance. Create a little company that's your company, to where when you do videos, you got your product. See, a lot of you guys want to, what it is, these social media influencers, you want to get sponsored. But what I don't like about sponsorships is, now you controlled. There's only certain things you can say. There's only certain things you can do. Now you're stuck in a box. Now somebody owns you, because if you say the wrong thing, you lose that sponsorship. So I'm definitely in the, I want to say, favor of using social media as a marketing platform. Don't use it as your money maker. That's where I look at it. It's like, you want to be a marketing genius and you want to use that to give attention to yourself. Yes, you're gonna make a little bit of money, but don't rely on it. It's just like everything else in life with these social media influencers starting to figure out, you have to diversify. You have to if you want to have that life where you buying mansions, you having luxury cars, you have to have a steady flow of income. Social media is not that. It's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down. You trying to keep up. You got all these followers, but not enough views. It's just a lot. So when you're putting more pressure on yourself for the content because you create this content, but you're trying to create it so you can continue to make money. So you're not even being yourself. You're following the trend. What I start to see is that the best social media influencers or the people that make a lot of money and consistent money, they're being themselves. They're not chasing the trends. I see a lot of social media influencers I see are chasing the trends. So if you chase that trend, what makes you different? You see what I'm saying? So that's how your money goes like this because people get tired of you. But the most important thing he said, and this is just in life, right? I've learned this as a former professional athlete. I learned this as a person that has money. You got to spend and buy things with cash. If you don't have it in your bank account, don't buy it. A lot of y'all using y'all credit. A lot of y'all messing up your credit. A lot of y'all just blowing money because you think the money going to keep coming. But it's just live the same life that you want to live, but don't live the life that you can't afford. See, you get a little bit of money. Now you thinking you with the NBA athletes. Now you thinking that you got Jay-Z, Beyonce money because you made $50K in a month. That's nothing because that $50K in that month could just be $50K for that year because your next month don't guarantee anything. So you see a lot of social media influencers basically just kind of like out there begging and being a part of scams because what it is, they got that high of getting that quick money. That's what it is. And that's why, you know, you look at different social media platforms like TikTok. TikTok, you can get hot fast, but you can get cold really fast too. See what I'm saying? So you get hot on TikTok, now you enjoying it, but then the next month that money could come down. And this is why I noticed that a lot of people are going broke in social media, especially on like TikTok. You see a lot of people trying to sell products. So now what it is like they become like a new HSN, right? You're always selling something. You're trying to sell something to make some type of money. But why don't you come up with your own products? Why don't you create your own program? Why don't you create your own to where you're in control of it and nobody else is controlling how much you get paid? But this is when it comes to a laziness. And this is why when you do social media, you got to have a plan. What's your plan when you're doing social media? Why are you doing social media? Why are you trying to, make this money? And why are you doing this every single day? If you're trying to do this to sell various products, then why would we do it? This is why I like a Logan Paul, right? He has his own, Prime drink. He used social media to push himself up, and then he created his own brands that he owns. I think a lot of people need to look at I don't know, I guess I'm old school, but remember Robin Big? If you don't know who Robin Big is, look it up. Rob Dyrdek, right? He wasn't in the social media era. He was in the MTV era. And what he ended up doing was he had Robin Big, but what he did, he had his own TV show, but he made a deal with MTV where I can have my own products in the show, no problems, because they're my products, they're my companies. He made more money off of doing that than making money off of the actual show. You use a platform like television, social media, wherever you garner your attention, you use it as a marketing platform for yourself, right? I'm marketing myself. I'm getting myself up to a certain level. So now I can bring my own products. I can bring my own businesses. I can bring my own things in it to make money. Jeffree Star. No matter what you say, some people think he's this or whatever. I think he's super cool, different, but it's all right. He has his own products, right? He was pushing products first, and then he became and got his own products. This is how he made a bulk of his money was off of his own products. But you have to build yourself up first, and then get your money from your own products. That's where social media people go broke, and that's the reason why they can't sustain it. It's because they don't have their own. So then that's when they go broke, because social media can change the algorithm to where you make no money. You're not in charge of that. So this is what I say to the social media influencer. Figure out how you want to make money and understand why you want to do it. But don't rely solely on social media to make you a lot of money. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. As always, we're going to keep this thing rocking, keep the thing going. Hit the notification bar, see our new videos. Daily show coming soon. Appreciate you guys.